Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Oh, good people! Welcome to the Odds Couple. It is Chapter 6, Week 35 of the program. Week
time
35.
flies.
Yes, it does fly. Here on the Odds Couple, and we got a big show for you today. It's the return of Coach Carl.
Yes.
He'll join us. We got the Champions League semifinals coming up. Also, he's a huge Chicago Bears fan. Bears in the news today as far as the draft is concerned. We'll discuss that with Coach Carl. He's ready to talk a little draft as well. We will talk NFL draft round 1 tonight. Is that right? Just round 1 tonight?
Yep.
Yes.
2 and 3 are tomorrow night.
2 and 3 tomorrow, and then
4, 5, 6, 7 on Saturday.
and then the rest on Saturday. Yeah, we got the NFL draft going on, so we'll talk about that as well. We got NBA playoffs cooking up. We'll talk a little NBA playoffs, and then we got Fish Nuggets. We got a top 5 today as well, and our UFL breakdown with CJ Hurt. How we doing betting the UFL?
Terrible.
Terrible,
Terrible.
really?
Get it together.
You were 500 for a couple weeks there.
0-4 last week.
Ooh.
That means I'm due for a 4-0 though.
That's true.
That's
Did
right.
you
I
bet
got the
against
pick.
the Steamboats?
Actually,
The riverboats.
What are they called?
the showboats.
Showboats.
Man. The showboats.
Whatever.
I actually bet on them and should not have. They lost 9-27.
Yeah.
But they had a couple of games, a couple of weeks where they were losing by 1 point here and lost by 5 points there. It's like, Kim Wisenhunt's team's got some things figured out. And then Kim Wisenhunt left.
Oh, he left.
Again.
Yeah. Not again. Not a third time, right?
Well, no, just
Okay.
twice.
All right, he didn't come back.
Wade Phillips stepped away from the Brahmas
I
last
saw
week.
that, yeah.
Wade Phillips stepped away
Yeah.
from them. They
Who
were
are the
0
Brahmas?
Say what?
Who are the Brahmas?
They're
San Antonio?
yes, the San Antonio Brahmas.
And we have the Houston Roughnecks.
Yes, Houston Roughnecks, Arlington Renegades. Yes.
A lot of Texas teams.
Yeah.
The Michigan Panthers.
The Panthers, yeah,
That's
they've
not-
got
they're
a
not in
big game.
Texas.
They
the
got a big
St.
game
Louis
this week.
Battlehawks.
Battlehawks also with a big game. They got to find a way to rebound.
The Memphis Steamboats.
Showboats. Say, Wade Phillips stepped away last week. The Brahmas, they were 0-3. They won last week in Wade Phillips' absence. So maybe they're turning a corner. Maybe they got some things figured out. It's the halfway point of the season. Only 4 more
It's a
games
tribute
left.
win for him.
Yeah.
For Wade Phillips.
Win one for the Gipper type of thing.
Man, it's like an NBA deal. You got 2 coaches out in the first 3 weeks of the season.
know.
My
Hey,
goodness.
the UFL, they don't mess around.
They don't mess around. I'm Rob Fisher, by the way, and next to me is Lang Whitaker. Hello,
Rob.
Lang. I like your shirt. Mad
Greg
Dog Maddox.
yeah.
Very nice. Very good.
My favorite pitcher of all time.
Yeah,
Also in honor of the Braves just sweeping the Cardinals
they did. Yep.
this week.
Congratulations. You beat a team that's not very good. I told you it was
The
a get
Braves
right
have
week
been-
for the Braves. Yeah.
Braves started 0-7, 10-7 since then.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
turn it around.
Good to see you. John Roser is here. Hello, John.
Hello, Rob.
How are you today, sir?
Wonderful.
Good.
Getting ready for, we got NBA playoff basketball here in the arena
That's right.
tonight. We've got
Yeah.
NBA playoff basketball going on in Detroit, NBA playoff basketball going on. How about this? First ever playoff game in the Intuit Dome.
Mm-hmm.
First ever playoff game at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. And we got a playoff game here at FedEx Forum. We've got round 1 of the NFL draft. I mean, it always is all the time.
You're right.
But tonight, what a time to be a sports fan.
It's true.
No, everybody says when it's like the first weekend of the NCAA tournament or whatever. It's like, we got this going on. We got this. It's a great time to be a sports
Great
fan.
time to be a sports
Great time
fan.
to be a
That's right.
sports fan.
CJ Hurt is here. Hello, CJ. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
Let's get this thing on the road.
All right.
And we also got the UFL going on. I mean, what a time to be a sports
UFL.
fan.
What a time. What a time.
I think the first game in the UFL this week is Friday.
Yeah, but it's a Memphis again.
It's
The
Showboats.
Showboats
The
again are on
Showboats
Friday
again.
night.
Yes.
Well,
Golf-
why would you
golf,
watch the NFL draft or the NBA playoffs?
PGA Tour's in New Orleans
can
this
watch
weekend,
that.
too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, what a
Rory's
time
there.
to be a
Rory's-
sports fan.
Rory's there. First tournament since
All
the
right.
Masters.
There's your title of the show today. What a time to be a sports fan.
Every day is like that.
Yep. NBA playoffs, as Roser just talked about, they continue tonight. The Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder after dropping the first 2 games. You'd like to just say, okay, it's time to hold serve, right?
Yeah.
Not that easy.
For a Grizzlies fan, What a time to be a sports fan. Because I think through 2 games, it's the third worst or second worst margin of defeat in the history of the NBA playoffs. I mean, look, they look better in game 2 than they did in game 1.
Except for the 0 for 10 start.
Yeah, it was
I
a
mean,
low
that's
bar.
what sucked.
But you know what? Like they had good. It wasn't like they were just taking crazy shots.
No.
Yeah, they were all good shots. They just didn't go in.
Yeah.
And then you're digging out of a hole against the best team in the NBA.
Tomas even told the team, he's like, don't hesitate.
Yeah.
We're taking good shots.
Yeah.
They're not falling. Don't hesitate.
They missed like a layup in there. Like there
It
was
was
like
bad.
some really good shots that just didn't go in. And then that's where the Grizzlies all season long have killed themselves is through that. I was actually putting together the show for tonight's
Warm-up
warm-up
show.
live on Grind City Media and YouTube and X and everywhere else. What time? 7:30.
7:30,
7:30. Leading into the FanDuel pregame show hosted by Rob.
Yeah.
Grizz Live. 21-3 fast break points, game 2. 45-8 for the series. Fast break points. For a Grizzlies team that wants to play up tempo and has kind of been
Play
that's their
faster than
thing,
you?
Yeah. 45-8 is pretty awful.
Yeah. All right. So let's have some.
Here's the other thought I had. Sorry. You know, like when I was in high school, we had to play a team like twice in the regular season and then again in the playoffs. And the coach would always be like, you know, beating a team 3 times in a season is one of the hardest things. They've beaten us 6 times this season.
and have led by at least 20 in all of them.
Yeah, I mean it hasn't really been that close.
No. All right, Roser. I would imagine you're a lot like me. When you think of Grizzlies playoffs, you think of towel waving, electric building. We believe. Tell me why we should believe tonight.
Because if you're going to get one, game 3 is usually the one you get. You're back home. There will be an energy you get from that crowd. I feel like OKC was begging the Grizzlies in game 2 to like go up 10-0. Like started 0 for 9. We had good looks. I mean, the first shot they got of the game, they ran Desmond Bain off that double screen at the top of the key. But I mean, like, here's wide. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got a wide open shot. Like that has not happened much against them. And he just missed it. And we missed a couple of wide open shots to start that game. And I feel like they could have been up, like begging us to go up 10-0. So I think tonight should be the night your best shot is tonight. Do the Grizzlies have to play pretty much perfect basketball and hope Oklahoma City has an off game? Yes. But that's happened before in basketball. It wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time it happens.
The problem is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has had 2 off games, and you've lost them by 50 points. Like or now 70? Like he had was he 10 for 29 game 2 or something like that? But you still got beat pretty convincingly.
All right, CJ, why believe?
Why not? It takes a lazy person not to hope. It takes a lazy person not to believe. It's easy. It's the easiest thing you can do is to hope and believe. Why not? Hope springs eternal always. And, a series doesn't start until a home team loses at home. Like, that's when the series starts. So this series hadn't even really started yet. When you stop and think about it, it won't start until either the Grizzlies or the Thunder lose at home. So why not hope? Why not believe?
It's funny that you say all those things because after game 1, which was the disaster that it was, I was trying to think of our pregame show for game 2, right?
Yeah.
And I kept coming up with every cliche I could think of.
Yeah.
Best thing about the NBA is that you play tomorrow. Can't get too high, can't get too low. I mean, it was everything you could possibly think of. And now after game 2, you go into game 3. Game 3's must win. I mean, you go down 3-0, history just tells you it's not going to happen.
Aren't all of them must win against the Thunder?
Well, yeah. I mean, every opportunity
This
you
feels
get.
like the first 2 games of this series feels like the first 6 episodes of Ted Lasso. Like when he takes over the team and they're just getting beat like a drum, and he keeps saying, "Believe, but you got it. Don't be a goldfish."
Yeah.
He keeps rolling out all these different things, and eventually it turns around. But I think we might need Ted Lasso to make an appearance tonight at some point.
I think we've learned that Oklahoma City's really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And thus they had the huge lead in the Western Conference this year and are the number 1 seed and one of the favorites to win the NBA championship. The playoff bracket, when you look at the bracket right now, I want to look at some of these series and ask you, okay, because we made our picks on the series last week. Denver and the Clippers, that one is tied at 1 apiece. Me and Lang went with Denver. Roser and CJ went with the Clippers. Would you change that? Anybody?
I think that one's going 7. I don't know. I just roll with the Nuggets, but the Clippers have looked great too. Kawhi's been unbelievable. I didn't know this Kawhi still existed.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, I would still roll with the Clippers because I picked them, but I could just as easily last week have picked the Nuggets and feel just
same
as
way.
confident right now. The good thing about having Russell Westbrook on that team, never mind the on-court stuff, but he has a way of scaring Michael Porter Jr. into acting right, because you can look him in the eye and say, hey, either you're going to hustle, either you're going to make these plays, or you can sit down and we'll put Russ in. Is he going to turn the ball over? Absolutely is. Is he going to take bad shots? Yep. Is he going to miss a bunch of threes? You betcha. But that mother bleeper is going to play balls to the wall with his hair on fire and try. And if you're not going to do that, Michael Porter Jr., you can sit down, and that's made Michael Porter Jr. elevate his game. In game 2, it made him elevate his game some. That series is going to come down to who doesn't turn the ball over. Both of those losses, the team who lost turned the ball over 20-plus times.
You remember Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? And there's a scene where like the ninja runs across the surface of the water. That's how Russ plays to me. Like he's unbelievable when he's playing. But then like he hit that 3 the other night to send the game to overtime, and then he gets a shot in overtime and like doesn't hit the rim at all. Like it's really the gift or the curse. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But damn it, he's gonna try.
Yeah.
So Michael, are you gonna try? Because we'll lose with this dude right here. We will. We're fine doing that. Are you gonna try? In game 2, Michael Porter Jr. had a much better game. The energy was there. The hustle was there. The intensity was there. That's been good to see from him and that Nuggets team.
Lakers, Minnesota tied at 1 game apiece. All of us took the Lakers in that series. Anybody change? I wouldn't.
No, I'd stay with the Lakers. They had a bad game 1, but
Yeah, I would ultimately pick the Lakers because I think it can go 7. On the Clippers Nuggets, if Kawhi stays healthy, I think the Clippers will win. That's always a big thing with them, obviously. I would expect the Lakers Wolves. I think probably going to go 7, and then I wouldn't pick against the Lakers in a game 7. But like I said, I think it's going to go 7. I think it's Lakers are going to get. They're going to get a battle from Minnesota because Minnesota is really, really athletic, and they are, they pose a lot of problems for the Lakers.
I mean, if Minnesota can't figure out what to do to keep Rudy Gobert from getting switched on to dudes, they're in trouble. And that's my issue with that type of a big. And I think Rudy Gobert, if you're thinking about the traditional big, I think that's what we call Gobert. And I think he's the best, if not one of the best traditional bigs we have in the NBA right now, where there's the flaw right there in that. And that's the best one. So if you got the second best, third best, or God forbid, one of the average ones, what are you supposed to do in the playoffs where teams say, all right, there he is on the court, pick and roll, he'll drop back, and now he's up on the switch. And Luka Doncic or LeBron James or whomever your star perimeter player is.
you call him Doncic,
What's his name?
Doncic, but you put the donk in it.
Yeah, he's a donk. He got a donk, baby. And whoever it is on the perimeter can take advantage of him. Yeah. So until they get that figured out for Minnesota, I'm not sure what they can do or hope to do against this Lakers team with both Luka and LeBron.
Yeah, Houston and Golden State, they're tied at a game apiece as well. Lang and I both went with Houston. Roser and CJ went with Golden State. I would stick with Houston. Lang, you stick with Houston.
Especially
Roser,
if Jimmy Butler's out.
yeah, Roser and CJ, how much does it depend on Jimmy?
If Jimmy Butler's healthy, I think the Warriors win the series. But that you don't know, and the average missed time with that injury has been
pelvic bruise.
It's like 7 days.
Yeah,
is the
Steph missed 2 games, and Gary Payton, somebody else on the Warriors had the same injury.
Yeah,
they
they have
got
actually. So Jeff Stotts, this guy, his Twitter handle is In Street Clothes. All he does is just injury stuff and looks up injury stuff. He got a huge database for it. Said no team in the In Street Clothes injury database has suffered more pelvic contusions than the Golden State Warriors. Other notable names include Andrew Bogut, Draymond, Steph Curry, and Jonathan Kuminga from earlier this season. Since 2005-2006, the average lost time for pelvic contusions league-wide is 6.9 days. Also correlates to 2.1 games. So if Jimmy Butler misses 2 games, they could be down 3-1, Because the Warriors, before they got him, were like back-end play-in team. They were like 9-10 seed.
I saw I'm agnostic in this debate between these two teams, but I saw about 2,500 tweets this morning about how Amen Thompson is a dirty player because he injured Jimmy Butler. And I'm like, would you really try to injure somebody with your head? Like,
And he got pushed.
He got pushed. But I don't know if it was by Draymond or Steven Adams, who was getting pushed by Pajimski.
Right.
But it also his foot got hooked and he like fell forward. Draymond's foot hooked with his foot. I don't think anybody was trying to hurt anybody, but
Golden State
it was a
people
whole
are
big
whiners.
thing.
Draymond Green has also tried to choke out a player on the court. Like,
Yeah.
that happens.
He's
So.
kicked several players in the nuts.
Yeah, but the Golden State fans don't see that.
I'd switch my pick, even with a healthy Jimmy.
You'd switch?
I'd switch. That's the one where I'm like, I just don't know if the Warriors have anything other than Steph and Jimmy,
Yeah.
which is a great duo to have. But the Rockets with that physicality, that athleticism, Jalen Green coming alive also. I think I'm switching that pick to Rockets.
All right. In the East, no one's changing off Cleveland or Boston, right?
No. Did you see the clip of? I'm not going to use it on who said it. Darius Garland asking to.
Yes.
They're like, "How do you beat Miami Heat?" And he's like, "We just target Tyler Hero every time. That's it. Just target Tyler Hero."
Nothing like being honest.
I know.
I mean, we all see it.
Yeah.
If I know that's what you're doing, I know they know. The people who are playing knows. That's what playoff basketball in particular is all about. Hey, all right, you've got 5 dudes on the court. Who's the weakest one that we can go get at?
Yeah.
And for the Heat, it's Tyler Hero.
Yeah. Detroit, New York. Roser and I went with Detroit. Lang and CJ went with New York. I'd stick with Detroit. Roser?
I'm staying with Detroit.
All
Me
right.
too.
You guys staying with the Knicks?
No, I want Detroit.
You're changing to Detroit.
I said I was cheering for Detroit, but
Yeah.
I think the Knicks are going to win.
Yeah.
I think Detroit's going to win now.
You do?
Yeah.
And is Tibbs out?
No, I don't think so. They all love Tibbs. And,
No, I think they're going to trade Towns and Bridges for Giannis.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, if you want to go, deep dive in. Yeah, I think Giannis
all right.
is going to end up with the Knicks next year. Yeah,
Oh, fantastic.
how about this? I think Giannis has a better chance of ending up with the Nets.
he could
than
end
the
up with
Knicks
the Nets.
Wow. CJ, you sticking with
No, I'm
the
switching
Knicks?
that.
You're
Give
going
me
Detroit?
That's another one I want to switch.
Oh, wow.
The Pistons should be up 2-0 on the Knicks. The Knicks had one good quarter, maybe 2/3 of a good quarter that led them to get that game 1 win. If the Pistons had a little bit more composure in game 1, they win that one. It's the Knicks as a franchise aren't supposed to be the ones getting pushed around. They are the bullies, just historically speaking, in the NBA. Thibodeau is the bully's coach, right? He's not supposed to be out physical, and this team is getting pushed around by a much younger Pistons squad, and they just don't have any answer for Cade Cunningham.
The funny thing when you watch the Knicks play, and I was going to tweet this the other night, and I just didn't want to deal with people, but now it's kind of become a thing. Like Jalen Brunson is just so ball dominant, right? And the whole third and fourth quarter, like he's not passing the ball. He's trying to get as many shots or flops up as he can. But the funniest part was in that fourth quarter when he did pass the ball, when he ran into trouble. As soon as he passed the ball, man, he is not getting that ball back because everybody else wants to turn to shoot. I think Cat didn't take a shot the whole fourth quarter in that game.
It was awful in the second
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
So, like, just watch when Jalen Brunson does pass the ball, how rarely it comes back to him, especially in that second half. Like, he was throwing it. These guys were taking contested jump shots. Mikal Bridges, Hart, all those guys, they wanted their shots, and they weren't getting shots. So when they got the ball, it's not going back to him.
Yeah.
They have been. There has been something off with the Knicks all season. Like they have not beaten good teams. The teams ahead of them, both conferences, they have not beaten good teams this year. There's something out.
You know what?
They just saw a quote like Tobias Harris kind of implicated it, but didn't go there like to call them a little soft. So we'll see what they're made of.
I think it's Hartenstein being gone. Like he was so good on that team in the playoffs last year because he just
I
got
think
offensive rebounds.
DiVincenzo too, man.
Him too,
I think
yeah.
both of them.
The
both
vibes
of
are
them.
off.
Yep, the vibes are off.
Vibes are off. One other series in the East, you got Indiana and Milwaukee. Roser and I both going with the Pacers, who were up 2-0. We're good.
I'll switch.
How about y'all?
I'll switch.
You going Indiana now?
You can hear the Bucks do the 3-2-1 Cancun chant right at the end of the timeouts. It's not good.
CJ, you change
Yeah,
off that
absolutely. I'm switching all my picks apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get on that.
All right.
They just been dominant against this Bucks team. To your point, Lane. Outside of Giannis, and
They got nothing.
And Dame, I'm not sure if anybody else wants to play right now.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, Coach Carl's going to join us. We'll talk a little Champions League with him, and then we'll talk some NFL draft as well. There was some movement today, betting-wise, on one of the top picks in the draft. That's very interesting. We'll discuss that straight ahead. Plus, we got our top 5. We got some fish nuggets. Free picks at the end of the show. A UFL breakdown all ahead. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
All you American wrestling fans out there, watching this international road to WrestleMania should be a wake-up call. Turn up at these shows. Stop being so spoiled, because Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes,
I love it.
Cody Rhodes.
Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks.
Yeah.
I'm wagging my finger because you're telling those people that they need to do better.
Yeah.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Odds Couple. It is the Thursday edition of the large program. Don't forget, we're with you each Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock live on the Grind City Media app and the Grind City Media YouTube channel. Is where you can find us, and on the X too, right?
Yeah, X.
Streaming on the X too, so you can find us there as well. We got a lot of draft we're going to talk about coming up in a moment. We're going to talk a little draft with our guest coming up right now. He is a scout for the U.S. men's national team. Also, he is a coach for the Germantown Legends. He's not on Twitter, but he's our coach. Coach Carl joins us to talk a little Champions League semifinals. How are you, Coach?
Good, guys. How are you?
We're doing very well. First of all, why are you not on Twitter? When's that going to change?
I don't know. I'm slowly kind of getting into the social media, but I'm on LinkedIn, Rob. So, I started to do the whole, what's the TikTok. I had a bunch of buddies sending me videos, and so I finally had to get on TikTok. So, yeah.
LinkedIn is like social media for adults.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, kind of.
That's
all
right.
right. We are down to our final 4 teams in the Champions League. Before we talk about the 2 semifinal matchups, tell us how we got here and then how this whole thing works when we get to the semifinals, how this works.
Yeah, so it's you've got home and away, 2 legs, semifinals. So it's Barca at Inter and then PSG at Arsenal. So Paris versus London is going to be exciting, and Barcelona, Milan, all 4 major markets. So, I mean, I'm wearing my Bayern Munich jersey. They got beat by Inter Milan in the quarters. Barca beat Dortmund from Germany in the quarters. PSG beat Aston Villa from England in the quarters. And then Arsenal beat Real Madrid, which was a pretty, I guess, surprising upset. Yeah. So with all the stars that Real Madrid had, they couldn't get it done against Arsenal. So should be great games.
Yeah, so Arsenal then comes in against PSG. Let's talk about that one first. That'll be Tuesday at 2:00. Arsenal comes in at plus 110, PSG at plus 235, a draw at plus 235 as well. So it seems like Arsenal the favorite here, even though they got in as a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, but I think them beating Real Madrid kind of puts them as the favorite. At this stage, anybody can go through. All the teams are really good. PSG's kind of taking the approach this year. They're probably not a surprise for them, but the last several years, they've invested a lot of money in big stars like Neymar and Messi, Mbappe, and they're no longer there. And so they've got young players like Barcola, Dembele. They just have a great team. So it'll be exciting. And Arsenal, they got beat yesterday, or they tied yesterday at home against Crystal Palace in the EPL. So they're pretty much chances of winning the EPL are kind of over. So they're trying to win the Champions League, which would be huge for them. So
yeah. All right. So who we bet? What are bets in this matchup?
Yep. I'm going to go Arsenal to go through. Arsenal to go through in the two legs. I think Saka to score assists is a good bet for Arsenal. And I think Dembele to score for PSG is a good bet.
All right, perfect. And then we got Barcelona and Inter Milan. That is the second matchup in the semifinals. Barcelona, a huge favorite at minus 145. Inter Milan plus 333 in the draw at plus 300. But Barcelona, a huge favorite in this one against Inter Milan.
That's a little surprising to me, even though I do think Barcelona will go through. Inter Milan, they lost yesterday in the cup against AC Milan, but they're unbeaten like 15 games at home. And they're playing well. They just beat Bayern Munich. They've got Martinez, the Argentinian forward that they have. He scored in 5 consecutive Champions League games. So I don't know. That might be a good bet. I still think Barcelona is going to go through, but might be a good bet to take Inter Milan because they're good.
I think that's like how the Cowboys every year, like people vote on them because they're fans of the Cowboys, and you don't know that they haven't been as dominant. And like Barcelona is not the team they used to be either, right, Carl? Like you're talking about how PSG's had all that turnover. Barcelona is not quite what they used to be the last few years either.
They're close though, Lang. They've got, if you guys have never heard of a guy named Lamine Yamal, you need to watch him play.
I know who he is.
He's unbelievable.
Roser loves teenagers.
This dude is like, say, 17.
That's right. I mean, he made his debut when he was like 15, I think. I mean, he's unbelievable. And he was one of the best players for Spain this summer. They won the European Championships. So they've got some really good players. Pedri, they have another young center back that I can't think of that's an 18-year-old. The problem they've got is Lewandowski's going to be out. Their center forward. So he's kind of had a resurgence in his career. He's got, I think, 40 goals in all competitions this year, and he's out. I was just reading stuff on the games, and they don't think it'll be very optimistic for him to be back for the second leg. So, yeah.
Coach, outside of this, just real quick, outside of the Champions League, what's going on with Mbappe? Is he out of shape? Is he just failing to meet expectations? Are fans right to be frustrated with him?
I mean, I just think it's not easy to put together a team when you bring in all these stars, and Carlo Ancelotti's the coach who's been around for a long time and coached a lot of great players. He's going to leave after this season. You got Mbappe there. You've got Vinny Jr., Rodrigo. I mean, you've got so many great players. It's hard to kind of mold them together. So I think they'll be okay. But, this year, Barcelona's probably going to win La Liga, although that's still to be seen. There's still some games left. And Real Madrid's obviously out of the Champions League. So I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's still very young, and he's a great player. And it's just hard to win, man.
Yeah. All right. So Barcelona, Inter Milan. What bets you like on that matchup?
I think Barca to go through. Although if with those odds, maybe you take Inter, but I think Barca's probably still going to go through. And then Lamine Yamal to score or assist is a good one. And then you got to go with Martinez to score, anytime goal scorer. He scored in 5 consecutive Champions League games. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right. Well, Carl, I know you're a huge Bears fan. You got your Bears hat on, and
That's right.
I want to talk a little Bears draft with you. But first, I want to mention this for you. If we could bring up the graphic of the team to draft Ashton Genty. I sent this picture this morning, and those were the odds. This was about, I don't know, 9 o'clock this morning. The team to draft Ashton Genty, the Jaguars were there at the top at minus 130. The Chicago Bears were third at plus 240. The current odds now this afternoon, the Chicago Bears are minus 180.
Wow.
The Chicago Bears minus 180 with Jacksonville at plus 125, which would have to mean that the Bears are making a move to move up in the draft. He's not going to fall to 10.
That they're going to try to trade up to 4.
Five.
To 4 or 5. Yeah.
Because they have to, because the Jaguars has thought that they're going to get Genty, so they would have to then trade up to New England at number 4. The Bears have a ton of picks.
Unless the Jaguars just move down.
Unless the Jaguars move down. But if the Jaguars, it is said that they are going to draft, the thought is they're going to draft offense. Like that's their new coach is an offensive guy. That's what they're going to do. So, yeah, you could see the Patriots need a lot. So you could very well see the Patriots moving down from 4 to 10, and the Bears have a lot of picks in the first, 3 to 4 rounds.
All right, Carl, you're on the pulse of Chicago sports radio. I know that. So what's been the talk about the Bears at 10 and the potential of moving up for Genty?
Yeah, so, I mean, they've done a lot to address the offensive line and the defensive line in free agency, which is 2 of their big needs. They need a lot still. But, I mean, Ryan Poles, their GM, made comments saying that it's going to be wild. And I was listening to the radio there this morning. I haven't heard that, but, I was kind of thinking maybe do the Bears move up to get Abdul Carter? I do think there's a good chance they're going to trade up. That's kind of the rumors that are starting to come out. And those odds you just saw probably help back that. But they've got 10, 39, 41, and 72. Those are the picks they have. So they could definitely trade up.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so you're excited about the draft tonight, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited about the draft.
Do you like the draft?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Are you guys watching the draft in the pool tonight?
We're watching the draft.
No,
well, I have a game.
We'll be watching the Grizzlies game.
Yeah.
In the pool. Pool's not open yet. When's the pool opening?
May 6th.
May 6th, pool opens.
May 6th,
I didn't get the
opens,
memo.
Yeah. Press release is going
May
out
6th.
next week.
That's right. Yeah, Tuesday, May 6th.
Well, Coach Carl, we appreciate it, man. And when we get to the finals, we will have you on again to check it out and enjoy the semifinals of the Champions League. Enjoy the draft tonight as well. And thank you much for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
All right,
good
Carl.
broadcast,
Carl.
Rob. See you.
See you later tonight.
CJ.
All right, Coach Carl joining us here on the program, talking a little Champions League. But the Genty news is interesting. That would go all the way up to minus 180 in the overwhelming favor when they're picking 10 because Genty's going nowhere near 10.
I've seen a lot of talk just the last week or two about how probably the smart thing to do in this draft is just trade down because there's a lot of guys who are in previous drafts, there's like that top tier of talent, and this year there's just not really there. So if you have a pick between 5 and whatever, maybe you want to trade down and get a couple of players. Falcons, my team, they drafted 15, but they don't have a second-round pick because that loser Kirk Cousins mentioned to the media that beforehand that they had a deal in place before free agency. So, I would see a team like that maybe trading down and try to pick up a couple extra picks.
The number 1 overall pick, it's going to be Cameron Ward. He's at minus 30,000 to be the number 1 pick. My goodness. I mean, why would you even touch anything? I might put all the money I have in my account and just put it on Cameron Ward.
You'll win like a dime.
I know.
Win a couple bucks. Abdul Carter second on that list. Travis Hunter third. For the number 2 overall pick, Travis Hunter is the favorite, not at 30,000, but at 1350, with Abdul Carter being at plus 700. Shedeur Sanders still on that list at plus 1,800.
He was on the first pick list too, and Jackson Dart was on there too.
Despite the fact that Shedeur Sanders now a lot of talk about going at possibly number 21.
Down low.
To Pittsburgh. The number 3 overall pick, Sanders is on that list as well. He's the second favorite to be picked at number 3 behind Abdul Carter,
and
who is minus
the Giants
750.
just signed 2 quarterbacks.
Right. Now, the pick for Shedeur Sanders. Again, this was from this morning. The Pittsburgh Steelers were at plus 115. They have now moved to minus 160.
Yeah.
The Browns have moved up to the second spot at plus 430. The Giants at plus 650, and then the Saints plus 750, followed by the Rams and Las Vegas. So it's looking more and more like Pittsburgh. Why? Shedeur Sanders yesterday, his number for where he was going to get drafted dropped from like 14 to 21. And
I thought he was going 9 to the Saints.
right.
Yeah.
And there was a thing, yesterday about the what was the quote? That an anonymous coach.
Who said he was like a headache in the meeting, and
He said, the worst formal interview I've ever been in my life. He's so entitled. He takes unnecessary sacks. He never plays on time. He has horrible body language. He blames the teammates, but the biggest thing is he's not that good. Well, that's just crazy.
yeah, I would say
And I can't imagine that would change, that has any impact on where he's going to be
what
drafted.
unnecessary sacks did he take? Because they had like a paper thin offensive
Right.
line, and he never blamed those dudes. Like it would have been pretty easy for him to blame the Colorado offensive line the last 2 years. I never heard him like complain about that.
I didn't either, but like there's the NFL teams, franchises, owners, coaches, general managers, they need the control of it all. And Shedeur Sanders is a tough thing to control because his dad is Deion Sanders, and his dad was incontrollable. You just couldn't control him. He did what he wanted to because he was good enough, great enough to do that, and you just kind of sort of, sucked your teeth and dealt with that as an NFL franchise because you knew he was going to produce on the field. I feel like we know that about Shedeur also. It's just, hey, are we going to really allow this kid to come in here and be him all the way through? At the quarterback position, you've got to be dry, you've got to be boring, you've got to be, I'm not going to say anything because we can't have any off-field distractions, and Shedeur will bring some of that to your franchise just because his personality is so large. And when I heard that quote or read that quote, I immediately thought, oh, this is a dude, sour grapes in it, right? Like Shedeur probably went into that meeting. It's an anonymous one. So Shedeur probably went into that meeting like, yo, I don't want to take this meeting with you. And I don't want you to draft me. So I'm just going to goof around in here and let you figure it out from there. I don't respect you, and I don't respect what you're about. I don't want to be here. And that's probably my reckless, wild speculation. That's probably what happened. But to say that he's not a talented quarterback, we've seen it on display. The most accurate quarterback in college football this past season. Colorado football, the last time they won double-digit games was like 2016, 2015 or something like that. They've got 3, maybe 4 9+ win seasons, and since 2000, right? This is not a historic program. Colorado got that national championship in the 90s. Colorado in the 80s and 70s when battling Nebraska and Oklahoma, that was fun. But Colorado in the 2000s has not been good at all, and Shedeur Sanders gets there with a very poor offensive line, no run help as well, and made things happen for them that a lot of other quarterbacks wouldn't have been able to do. I don't understand what that's about.
All that being said, I agree with everything you said. All that being said, I don't think he's going to be an amazing NFL quarterback.
Is he the second quarterback taken, or is Jackson Dart?
No, I mean, Jackson Dart to me is from the Sam Howell school of the guys who were like, they're all right.
You
college.
get Jackson Dart in a workout and he looks awesome.
Yes.
It's the Zach Wilson. You get him in a workout
Sam
and
Howell,
he makes
there's a
all
list of guys.
They make all the throws. They got a rocket arm.
Jake Locker.
Like it looks awesome in a workout, and then it doesn't.
Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, like on game tape. For Shedeur, I'm with CJ. Like I think he absolutely 100% tanked him. I mean, we've seen it happens in the NBA draft.
Mitch Trubisky.
James Harden tanked his draft workout here. Dwayne Wade tanked his draft workout here years and years and years ago. So much, though, the story is Hubie Brown had to stop the workout and like chew him out because he was tanking it that bad. I think Paul George might have also here too. Might have tanked it. Like so, it
What's my
happens in
man's
the NBA
name?
too.
Zach Mettenberger?
Zach
Mettenberger.
Yeah,
LSU.
Mettenberger. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some good
Oh,
ones
the
there.
one next year is going to be who's the LSU quarterback?
The one next year is going to be Carson Beck. That everyone
No,
thinks,
there's the
awesome.
LSU quarterback that's got a freaking cannon for an arm, but he throws
I can't remember
crazy
his name.
passes.
Not Johnson. It's his dad's an NFL offensive coordinator.
Nussmeier.
Yeah, Nussmeier.
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 Yeah, you know Nussmeier's going to get these workouts. That kid's going to throw darts. He's got a laser rocket arm, and then it's like, well, yeah, but it doesn't in the game. It looks,
All right. Well, let's take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we got some fish nuggets. We got our top 5, which is a top 5 NFL draft picks for tonight. The top 5 picks. Also, we'll talk UFL, break down the UFL, and get on the right side of betting the UFL this weekend. That's right. And then we got some free picks before we get out of here. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With special guests 3 doors down. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Creed returns, the Summer of '99 tour. Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
In honor of George Foreman, decided to do a pick 6 on 6 greatest heavyweight boxers of all time.
Number 4, my guy, Mike Tyson. There is no greater feat that I've had. Like, if I had my Mount Rushmore of things that I've accomplished in my life, the very first time I beat Mike Tyson in Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everyone. It is the Odds Couple, Thursday edition of the large program. Don't forget we're with you every Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock here on Grind City Media. And getting you set for the weekend or recapping the weekend, whatever it may be. We're talking a little NFL draft today, a little Champions League semifinals, NBA playoffs, and right now we got some fish nuggets.
No.
And today's theme is the NFL draft. Today's theme is the NFL draft for the Nuggets. In the first 69 drafts, 15 Hall of Famers were selected at number 1. 15. The best stretch of number 1 picks came from 1964 to 71. 3 of the 8 selections made the Hall of Fame, 4 made the Pro Bowl, and the last one quarterbacked 2 teams to a Super Bowl title and was the game's MVP.
Wow.
How about that? The worst stretch of number 1 picks was from 1990 to 95. 2 major busts, Steve Empman and Kajana Carter. 3 major disappointments, Jeff George, Russell Maryland, Dan Wilkinson, and then there was Drew Bledsoe.
Kajana Carter was the number 1 pick?
Yeah.
By the Bengals? Is that right?
Yeah. Was he really?
Yeah.
I do not
Carter.
remember
How about that? In modern NFL history, there have only been 2 drafts without a Hall of Famer selected.
That is wild.
1984 and 1992.
I knew he was drafted in the top 5. I did not know he went number 1 overall. Oh, man, that's a tough one, too.
Can't get over that.
Because you know who went 2 and 3? Tony Baselli and Steve McNair.
Oh, jeez.
Who were a lot better than he was.
Boselli now the GM of the Jaguars.
Is that right?
They're president of the Jaguars, yeah.
All right. In 1988, no quarterback was selected in the first round. One of only 5 times that's happened. It took 68 picks for the first one to be selected. The Cardinals took Tom Tupa.
Yes.
He made an all-pro team as a punter. Yeah.
Punter / QB.
Tom Tupa.
Tom Tupa.
Awesome. Yeah.
Shout out to Tupa.
6 number 1 picks have quarterbacked their teams to a Super Bowl title. Joe Namath, Terry Bradshaw, Jim Plunkett, Troy Aikman, John Elway, Peyton Manning, and Eli Manning. There's only been 1 year without a punter or a kicker selected. That dark time was 1998.
In the entire draft?
In the entire draft. Yeah, only time, 1998. And the first player drafted actually never played in the NFL. Jay Berwanger and the Eagles weren't able to meet his salary demands, so they traded the rights to him to the Bears. He didn't sign with the Bears either, and instead chose to go work as a foam rubber salesman.
Hey, you wanted to get a solid job.
Yeah.
There was
Guaranteed money.
another
Guaranteed
one.
money. That's right.
There was another one, a guy named Norm Michael. Mm-hmm. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
No.
He was drafted. He did not find out that he was drafted in the NFL draft until 55 years later after the fact. Yeah. He
didn't bother to call him.
Darnell sent me this. It's CBS, NFL and CBS has it on Instagram. So he got drafted, but they couldn't get a hold of him because he had been drafted into the United States Army and he was overseas. And so that's why they couldn't get a hold of him. So he eventually served his thing, came back over to America, had no idea.
And that's how Saving Private Ryan begins.
Yeah. So it was years and years later, he was looking up stuff about all the players who had played at Syracuse. He went to Syracuse, all the players that had been to Syracuse that were drafted, and he saw his name, and he was like, what the hell? Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Norm Michael.
I went to a damn war. I could have been in the NFL.
Could have been in the NFL. Yeah. All right, it's time for our top 5 this
Top
week.
5.
And our top 5, we're doing the top 5 picks in tonight's draft. Top 5 picks in tonight's NFL draft. I'll go ahead and start. I think the top 3 are pretty easy. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter. Ashton Genty might go 4 because it looks like the Bears are moving up. So he might go 4, maybe 5. And I'm going with Armand Membu going number 4. Okay. Yeah, a little surprise there at number 4. Like him, the offensive tackle from Missouri. Go M-I-Z-Z-O-U. But the Genty news is very interesting. So Genty, I think that might be 4, and then we'd have to switch up number 5. But Lang, what do you got?
I think that Cam Ward goes 1. I had Abdul Carter 2, and then this week Travis Hunter's really solidified that 2 spot. If that's the case, I think Carter goes number 3. Will Campbell feels like the prototypical Patriots lineman pick. You know, they always seems like they draft a lineman in the top 10 every single year, or they trade down. That's why I wouldn't be shocked if they trade down. I put Jalen Walker from Georgia up there at number 5. I kind of think he'll be in top 15. I hope Mykel Williams, who's getting a lot of buzz in that 5 to 10 spot. I hope he drops to 15 so the Falcons can take him. But that's who I think. CJ?
Right.
I got Cam Ward going 1, which I think is a terrible pick by the Titans, but whatever. Not my franchise, not my monkeys, not my circus. You do you. Number 2, I think can get interesting. I got the Browns taking Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan, somebody to pair along with Myles Garrett on the outside, who they just gave that big contract to. Now you got a menace on the inside. You could do damage with that. But they could also go Abdul Carter there and have somebody on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. I got Carter going 3 to the Giants. Will Campbell, Lang, you're right, that he just smells like a Patriot. He just, like, if you gave me, says CJ, what's a stereotypical Patriot? I'd draw Will Campbell. Travis Hunter at 5 for the Jaguars. They need receiver help. They need secondary help. If he falls that far, the Jaguars will take him.
Get 2 players in 1. Roser?
All right, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, and I'm going to go Armand Membu.
Yeah.
The offensive tackle from Missouri, who his measurements, all the athletic stuff, panned out close to what Trent Williams did in his combine results. Now, this guy, not the All-American that Trent Williams was.
Yeah,
but
I watch a lot of SEC football, and I never heard of Armand Membu until about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so Armand Membu, I think you've got your franchise quarterback, or at least you paid him like he's your franchise quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence. Protect that investment.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
By the way, the Titans are making. I'm going to go ahead and say the Titans are making the wrong pick. So they're going to draft Cam Ward, but they should just take Travis Hunter.
I agree.
Or Abdul Carter. Take or Ashton Genty. Take one of those 3 guys. Those are the 3 best players.
I wouldn't take Genty. Like, just.
Those are the 3 best players in the draft.
Yeah, but you can get a running back who's almost as good for like a,
They're the 3 best players in the draft. This should not be difficult.
I don't understand how you don't take Travis Hunter. You get 2 guys.
Everybody says there are 3 sure things in this draft: Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, and Ashton Genty. Just take one of the 3 best players.
Yeah.
Basic stuff.
But if they don't take him, then they're stuck with another. We got to come up with the Zach Mettenberger All Stars.
Yeah,
they're stuck with a key member of that team, the Mitch Trubisky All Stars.
Yeah, Will Levis.
They're stuck with Will Levis.
Yeah, this is where they could have just go trade for Kirk Cousins, or they could have gone and signed Joe Flacco, like the Browns did. Flacco would be better than Will Levis.
Quarterback is not turning them around.
The Browns are
this year.
going to be improved. Like the Browns are going to take Travis Hunter. They could take Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, either one. And they're going to be improved because having Joe Flacco be your quarterback is going to be better than Deshaun Watson and Jameis Winston. Like they're just going to be improved off of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, there you go. That's the draft. Top 5 picks for tonight's draft. Tonight we got some NBA playoffs as well. The Oklahoma City Thunder in town to take on the Grizzlies in Game 3 as the Grizzlies try to hold serve on the home court tonight against the Thunder. That game gets underway at 8:30. And then you got the Knicks and the Pistons tonight as well, with that series even at a game apiece. And the Nuggets and the Clippers with that series even at a game apiece. That one at Intuit Dome in Los Angeles.
All right.
Looking forward to those.
How is that arena cool?
It is. Well, I mean, yeah.
But you have a crappy seat there,
right? It's not terrible. I'm in a tunnel, but it's yeah, I mean, I have to stand.
Don't put fish in a tunnel.
Yeah, nobody puts fish in a tunnel.
Nobody puts fish in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Well, the Intuit Dome does.
The Intuit Dome
Steve Ballmer does.
He's allowed.
No, it's got all the.
I'm a billionaire. You'll sit in that tunnel.
Yeah, it's $1 billion arena.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice. It's really nice. Cool. And there's so many like LED lights everywhere that they do things. They have like on your seats there are buttons.
Yeah.
And there's also a phone charger on your seat.
How is
the buttons basically like they'll do trivia during the game and you answer by pressing these buttons and like your seat will light up if you're right. And then like it narrows it down, and stuff like that. So there are lights going constantly throughout the arena. So if you're light sensitive, not a good place to be.
All right. Okay.
And because the Jumbotron too, the big ring, it's a huge ring that's got it on both sides of the ring. And it's massive. So, I mean, that's really cool. Like, they'll show different angles of replays at the same time and have a player's scoring night up there and then the scoreboard. And it's impressive. They spent the money on it. You'd think it would be impressive. And it is. Yeah. So and the wall. The wall
is what,
They're, win
that
for
it's
the wall.
real. Like, it's a legit advantage.
But why doesn't, if you're the opposing team, you get to pick what side you shoot on? Wouldn't you pick the wall in the first half?
Yes.
And then the second half, the wall is not involved at all.
Well, you'd want it. Yeah. Well, don't they change ends each quarter? Don't they change?
No,
ends
halftime.
Halftime.
Yeah. College football, they change.
Noticed that.
Yeah. All right. UFL, CJ. It's time to get right. It's a get right weekend.
Time to get right. You want to know what the championship odds are now in the UFL?
Sure.
4
Not
weeks
really,
in.
but
yes, you do, Rosa. You absolutely want to know because this is very serious stuff we're talking about. Birmingham Stallions. Last week, they were plus 260. This week, is it down or up? Plus 200 now. So the odds are getting better for them. That's a team to beat still. They're on a 3-game win streak. Never mind that debacle that they had to start the season. They're rolling right now. The Renegades, plus 370. Defenders, plus 425. Panthers, plus 450. Battlehawks is the one that I like, plus 550. Battlehawks got a chance to get right, sitting there at 2-2.
They at home?
They are at home. They are at home. Brahmas plus 1,800. Roughnecks plus 4,500. And the Showboats come in at plus 5,000. And they are close to being eliminated from playoff contention as well. Well, they hadn't won yet, Lane. And there's only 10 games in the season. You start 0-4.
Is this the league where they play all their games in a random site? Like they don't.
No, they play in the cities. They
They're
practice
playing-
in
are
a
they playing
random.
at
Yeah, they're
Liberty
playing
Bowl?
at Simmons Bank
Missing
Liberty
half the
Stadium.
thing? Yeah.
But they practice somewhere in Texas.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's start with Panthers laying the 1.5 against the Battlehawks. Panthers have to keep up with the Stallions in the USFL division, so they need this win here. Panthers are the highest scoring team in the UFL. I will be taking the Panthers laying the 1.5 in that contest. Renegades plus 3.5 against the Defenders. This is a battle for sole possession of first place in the XFL division of the UFL. Renegades, they're 3-1 against the spread. Give me the Renegades in that one plus the 3.5. Roughnecks plus 3.5 versus the Brahmas. Roughnecks are also 3-1 against the spread. Brahmas have gone over in 3 of their 4 games this year. I will be taking the Roughnecks plus the 3.5 there. And then Stallions are going to beat the hell out of the Showboats. They're laying 11.5, unfortunately. So there we go. So I'll go Stallions minus 11.5, Roughnecks plus the 3.5, Defenders plus the 3.5, and the Panthers laying the 1.5 this week. Big week coming in, y'all.
Did we not draft well, or?
And listen, man, it's hard when your coach is coaching sometimes and not coaching other times. There's been a quarterback change also. So last year's quarterback, there was a lot of, they were going back and forth. I think they started 3 different quarterbacks last year. They got the one, but it's a completely new offense with a completely new head coach and offensive coordinator, because Wisenhunt was doing both the coordinating and the coaching. Yeah. And if he's not there, but then he is there, but then he's not there again, it's just odd. It's tough to keep up with.
We need to play San Antonio.
I told you they need to sign Yuki.
Right.
Like, I don't know if he can play quarterback, but like get him out there. We get some attention around this team.
All right. Free picks. Anybody got some free picks for tonight?
I got one.
Okay.
Saturday. I don't know if you followed the Wrexham team, the Ryan Reynolds team that's playing in the English League One, and they're trying to get promoted to the championship.
Right.
They've gone up every year. They've gotten promoted. They're in second place with 2 games left. The top 3 teams get promoted. So they've got a pretty good shot at it. They're in second. They're playing the team in 4th place on Saturday. And if they win, they get promoted. And I feel like this has been such a Hollywood thing, and it's going to happen. They're playing Charlton Saturday. I think they're plus 125. But I would take Wrexham on Saturday to win and go up to the championship.
All right.
So they'll be 1 level below the Premier League next year.
Okay. All right. Roser?
When do the Yankees play?
I don't know if they're playing today.
A lot of teams are
I don't
off
think
today.
they are playing today. No.
Okay. Do they play tomorrow?
Yankees will play tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
They're, let's see. They're hosting Toronto.
Okay. So we're going to take Aaron Judge to hit a home run and the Yankees to win. Parlay it.
Parlay it?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I would just do that every game. Aaron Judge, I'm telling you, eventually you're going to get on a run. The Yankees do this every year. You're going to get on a run where that's going to hit like 10 times in a row. Aaron Judge will go on these heaters eventually, and it's going to hit for you.
All right. The Yankees and Judge tomorrow against Toronto.
Aaron Judge.
CJ?
Let's do a little MLS 3-team parlay. Let's get that parlay
started. Give me the Rapids.
FC Cincinnati, they're sitting there
Tampa
at
Bay Mutiny.
6-1-3. They're playing a team in Sporting Kansas City that has 2 wins on the year, 2-1-6. Give me FC Cincinnati. So that's one part.
Well, he's got to be going with the Columbus Crew.
New York Red Bulls are taking on the CF Montreal. CF Montreal is winless on the season. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and go with the Red Bulls there. And then the last pick right here will be the Philadelphia Union, one of the best teams in the MLS, as they take on the DC United.
So a 3-teamer.
3-teamer.
Oh, all right.
Win to win.
Oh, good.
Like win outright, not draw, win outright.
Yeah. All right. I am going. I got a baseball one tonight. Arizona Diamondbacks. Corbin Burns on the hill tonight for the D-backs. They're taking on the Tampa Rays. Rays won in dramatic fashion over the Diamondbacks last night. Corbin Burns turns that around tonight for Arizona. Also, we're going with an underdog in hockey tonight. We're going with the Toronto Maple Leafs at home, or in Ottawa, to take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs getting plus 105. We'll go with the Maple Leafs tonight on the road in Ottawa. So there you have it. Some free picks for you as well. And that's going to do it for this edition of The Odds Couple. Thanks for tuning in today. That was a busy show.
That was a great addition, because it's a great time to be a sports fan.
It's always a great time to be a sports fan. But especially right now.
That's right. Great time to be a sports fan. Go Grizz tonight in Game 3.
Let's hope the Rowboats finally get a win.
The who? The rowboats?
Yeah.
Oh, the showboats.
Yeah.
Showboats. Yeah, we'll hope they get a win this weekend. They're on TV Friday night.
Have they won a
Fox.
game yet?
No.
No, Roser.
We just talked about them.
we just, we covered
Talking about that?
That'll do it for us here this afternoon. For CJ, for Roser, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with all your bets this week and enjoy the sports weekend. It's a great time to be a sports fan. We'll be back with you Monday on The Odds Couple at 2 o'clock right here on Grind City Media.